Today we are going to start a new course, Country Study, the purpose of which is to help you get to know about the country, the language of which you are studying. Besides, it will help you broaden your professional outlook as a future English teacher. This course attempts to review the history, geography, culture of the United Kingdom in a concise way. If you still don't know why England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland have been named so, or if you cannot give a quick answer to the questions such as what's the difference between Great Britain and the United Kingdom? How many invaders were there in the history of the United Kingdom? How long was French the official language of the United Kingdom? Then this course will be a great resource for you. Today's lecture is about the British Isles and its geography. So, we are going to look at the position, territory and structure surrounding seas and the coastline of the United Kingdom. The group of islands lying off the northwest coast of Europe collectively are called the British Isles. The largest island is called Great Britain. Many people confuse Great Britain with the United Kingdom. The difference is that Great Britain doesn't include Northern Ireland. The United Kingdom consists of 4 countries: England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. The southern part of Ireland, the second largest island of the group, is the Irish Republic. All in all, there are over 5,000 islands in the system of the British Isles. The United Kingdom's area is some 244,100 square kilometers, of which about 99% is land and the remainder inland water. This is nearly the same size as the Federal Republic of Germany, New Zealand and half the size of France. From south to north it stretches for over 900 kilometers. Due to the numerous bays and inlets, no place in Britain is as much as 120 kilometers from the sea coastline. The combined population of the British Isles, 60 million people, and it makes the islands one of the most densely populated parts of the Earth's surface. In the United Kingdom, one of the most densely populated countries. As I have already stated, there are over 5,000 islands in the system of the British Isles. And today we are going to speak also about some major ones. Off the northwest coast of Great Britain, there is a group of islands known as the Hebrides. They are divided into the Inner and Outer Hebrides. The group of islands separated from each other by the Sea of the Hebrides and the Little Minch. Farming combined with fishing is the main occupation of the people living there. Out of over the total of 500 islands of the Hebrides, more than half are inhabitable. That means suitable to live in. Only several families live on some of them. Separated from the mainland by the stormy 7-mile-wide Pentland, first there are the Orkney Islands, comprising about 100 islands, though only a third are inhabited, by about 20,000 people. Most of the people are engaged in dairy and poultry farming. Bacon, cheese and eggs are exported to central Scotland. Situated about 70 miles north of the Orkneys are the Shetland Islands, which provide thin, infertile soil suitable only for rough pasture. The total population is about 18,000. The Shetland farmers are essentially crofters, but during the summer months they are actively engaged in herring fishing. Apart from fish, the only exports from the island are Shetland ponies and lace knitted from the wool of local shape. In the middle of the Irish Sea, there is the Isle of Man. It has a population of about 50,000, chiefly engaged in farming, fishing, and tourist trade. The only settlement of any size is the holiday resort of Douglas. One more island which is worth looking at is the Isle of Wight, which is in the English Channel. It is diamond-shaped, 40 kilometers from west to east and about half as much from north to south. With its sunny beaches and pleasant varied countryside, the island forms one of the South Coast's most important tourist resorts. It is linked to London by ferry and rail services. Off the extreme southwestern coast of Great Britain, there is a tiny group of the Isles of Scilly. The Channel Islands lie to the southwest of the French side of the English Channel. The Channel Islands have been attached to the English crown since the Norman conquest in 1066. The population of the Channel Islands is distributed over a total area of only 194 square kilometers. In the rural areas, many of the people speak a French-Norman dialect, but the official languages are English and French. The chief industry on the islands is tourism, and the chief islands of the group are Jersey and Guernsey. Jersey is the largest and most populous island. It occupies 60% of the total area and has almost 60% of the population. Guernsey is famous for its native breed of cattle. Smaller islands include Alderney and Sark, the islands without motor cars. The British Isles are of the continental origin. That means they once formed part of that continent. They only became islands when they were separated from it thousands of years ago, after the last ice age. When the ice melted, the level of the oceans rose and drowned the low-lying coastlines around the continents. This was when the English Channel became a shallow stretch of sea. It was a change which greatly affected the history as well as the geography of these islands. From the European continent, the British Isles are separated by the English Channel and the North Sea. The English Channel, in its widest part in the west, is 220 kilometers wide, and in the narrowest, what is called the Strait of Dover, only 32 kilometers. Here, the two opposite coasts of England and France come so near that on a clear day, the cliffs of each side can be quite well seen from the opposite shore. In the west, the British Isles are washed by the Atlantic Ocean, in the east by the North Sea, the average depth of which is 95 meters. The two largest islands of the British archipelago, Great Britain and Ireland, are separated from each other by the Irish Sea and the two straits, the North Channel and St. George's Channel. The British Isles are known for their greatly indented coastline. Indented means edged with zigzag lines. Therefore, there are many bays and harbors, peninsulas and capes on the coast, which were formed as a result of the raising and submerging of the land surface in the process of geological development of the islands. The coastline of Great Britain, despite its relatively modest size, is 8,000 kilometers long. Very much indented is the western coast, especially the coast of Scotland and Wales. The east coast is less lofty and more regular than the west coast. The Irish coasts are more like those of England. The west coast is more indented with long ridges and peninsulas, while the south coast conforms more with the general run of the relief. The east is relatively smooth with a few major estuaries in the north, but it's only the southeast. Cliffed coasts predominate here, and some are very beautiful. The majority of the British ports have grown up at the mouth wide estuaries of rivers, which give sheltered water deep enough to take the comparatively large ships. You might have already noted that the geographical position of the United Kingdom is rather good, as the country lies on the crossways of the sea routes from Europe to other parts of the world. The sea connects Britain with most European countries as well as with America. So, today we have spoken about the British Isles, its position, its territory, population, and surrounding seas, as well as coastline. Look through the given questions and be ready to discuss them during your seminars. Additional information about the United Kingdom, its history, culture, and geography can be found in various kinds of books. Some of them are available in our library. If you have watched lecture number 1 up to the end, you will find a short video on the material we have covered today. That's an additional material for your seminar hours.
If you look at a map of Europe, you will notice that apart from the big landmass known as the continent, there are 2 small islands to the west. These are called the British Isles, and they are a very complex mass of regions, countries, and peoples. We will start off with the easy part. The biggest island of the 2 is called Great Britain, since it's the biggest of the British Isles. The smaller one is Ireland, also known as the Emerald Isle, since it's famous for its green fields and nature. On these 2 islands there are 5 different regions, all with their own very specific history and culture. In Great Britain you have England with its capital London, Wales with its capital Cardiff, and Scotland with its capital Edinburgh. In Ireland, you have Northern Ireland in the north, with its capital Belfast, and the largest part, the Republic of Ireland, with its capital Dublin. This is where it gets complicated. These 5 parts form 2 different countries. The easiest one is the Republic of Ireland. It is part of the European Union, so they pay in euros. The other one is called the United Kingdom, or, in full, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It unites England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland and is ruled by Her Majesty the Queen. The United Kingdom was never a full part of the European Union, and as such, its people have always kept using the pound instead of adopting the euro. So, a quick recap. This is England. This is Wales. This is Scotland. These 3 regions are on the island of Great Britain. This is Northern Ireland. These 4 regions together are the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This country is called the Republic of Ireland. Both Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland are on the island called Ireland. These 2 islands, Ireland and Great Britain, form the British Isles.